Hey Pretty Girl Club. So this is going to be editing 101. I'm going to show you guys the basics on how to use Davinci Resolve. Davinci Resolve is an editing software. It is very beginner friendly. It's the editing software I use. It's the editing software I used throughout school. When I went to the Los Angeles Film School, this was our recommended editing platform. And this one alongside Premiere Pro, these are the two main softwares that professionals use, but it is so beginner friendly in comparison to Adobe Premiere Pro. So I use Davinci Resolve, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. There's a free version in the App Store. There's also a paid version, but you don't have to get that one. You really don't. The free version is just as good. And so when you first open Davinci Resolve, you guys are going to see, it's probably going to look like you'll just see this and nothing else when you first start, because these are all my other projects that I'm working on. So I have so many projects, y'all. But yours might not have anything but just this if you are just getting started on it. So what you're going to do, click on that gray box, Untitled Project, and it's going to take you to this place, right? This is the cut page. I never use the cut page, so we don't have to worry about the cut page. So this tab is your editing tab. Click on that. This is where you're going to do all of your editing. This is your timeline. This is where you do all of your magic work at. So this is where you do all your editing, your cutting, your transitions and everything. This is your media pool. I'll explain what this is in a second. And then up here is your inspection area. This is where you're going to be in control of all of your, like if you want to change the tone of your voice to make it a higher pitch, this is where you would do it at. This is like all of your technical side, and I'll get into that too. And so this tab over here, we're going to go back to the side. This is your media tab. This is a very important tab. This is a tab where you're going to organize all of your media files. So I don't have anything in my media pool now. So I'm going to add some things just so we can do a sample together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit, if you have a MacBook, you're going to hit Command I. If you don't have a MacBook, I think it's Control I. And if you want to use the menu up here, all you got to do is go to File, Import, Media. So that's what we're going to do. And you're going to add all the files that you want to add for this project, right? So what I like to do, I organize all of my files into a folder. So I have a pretty in between folder. And that's where I keep all of my stuff at. My theme song and all of my recordings for my voice. I record all my voices off of my phone, off of Voice Memo app, because it's free and it's right there and it's easy. And then this is where I get all of my B-roll girlies. This is where I'm usually talking to you guys and I'm just showing you guys just some B-roll of these pretty girls here. And I'll show y'all how I got those in another video. And so I'm going to look for my theme song. So Pretty Intro. I think I named it Pretty Intro. Yep, intro. I'm going to open that. And so we have our theme song as our first file in here. So, And so let's see, what projects should we work on together? Let me see what I have ready to be edited. I think I know. Okay, so you guys, real quick, I had to find where I put the MP3 file that I wanted to edit. The one that I want to record is the video where I'm gonna make where I talk about how I act hood to fit in when I was a kid, because I grew up very sheltered, and you know how they say you talk white and everything? I used to get picked on for that, so like whenever I would go to the hood and visit my cousins or whatever, I used to pretend to act hood so I could fit in. And so we can start working on that, because I already have that media file on my computer. So once that is in your media page here, what you're going to want to do to stay organized is to create bins. Bins are like folders for each and every type of file. So like I like to make one bin. So what you're going to do to make a bin, you're going to right click on the gray area here, new bin here, and you're going to title it. And I'm going to title this audio clips. Audio clips. And then I'm going to put where I recorded for my voice. This is the voice only MP3 file. So I'm going to put all my MP3 files in this audio bin. And then for all my video files like this one, the theme song, I'm going to right click new bin and create a bin for that. And this is going to be titled videos, so we can stay organized. Bins are just to help you stay organized, because it gets so messy. You will thank me later, trust me. And I also like to add icebreaker videos in the beginning of all my videos. If y'all noticed, like it's either comedic in the beginning, or it's going to bring an emotional reaction, or it's going to have some type of educational benefit. Just some type of an icebreaker in the beginning before the theme song comes on, just to introduce the video. And I have a video I want to add. It's of Carlton acting hood. That episode, I don't know if y'all remember the Fresh Prince, where Carlton, he was trying to act hood. He was in Compton or whatever. So I'm going to show y'all how to do that real quick. So what I go to my browser, I use Chrome, and then I'm going to go to TikTok.com. And I'm going to show you guys how I get my TikTok videos on here. I am going to type in here the Fresh Prince. So you're gonna right click and copy the URL here, paste it into watermarkremover.io, and then it'll create a download for you. It'll be in your download folder in your computer. Sometimes this won't go through. Sometimes you'll hit paste download, and a pink warning will come down here saying it's unable to read, or it's not a valid URL link. When that happens, all you got to do is repaste it and hit download. Do it as many times until it works, because it's going to work eventually. It's some type of a weird glitch or something. You have to do it maybe 3, 4, or 5 times sometimes, but it will go through. Just so if you have that issue, just keep doing it. So it's in my download folder now. I have the Carlton video on my computer. I want to put it in my video. So how do we do that? It's in my download folder in my computer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit Command I for import media, or I'm going to go up here, remember, and import media to add it. Or you can even drag and drop. So you can open your folder from your computer, and you just drag and drop everything you need into here. So now it's in my computer. So now we're going to go to this tab here, down here, edit tab. Okay. So on this tab is where you're going to do all the magic. Up here is going to be where the media page is. Up here is going to be the small version of the media page. So you can drag and drop your files into the editing pool. And so the first video I'm going to drag and drop is my icebreaker video of Carlton. So I'm going to drag and drop to the timeline. And up here are your tools that you're going to be using. So this is your selector tool where you're going to select everything from. I don't really use this tool or this tool. This tool is your cut tool where you're going to cut in between if you want to cut scenes down. I'm trying to figure out why this isn't going on the timeline. Alright, sorry about that. So once it's on your timeline, I think because I am recording is slow today. And so if you ever have a really slow like this, what you guys can do, go up to your menu. If it's like rendering really slow like this, go up here where it says playback, click playback. Go to timeline proxy resolution, and if it's clicked on full, go to a quarter, and that's going to change your timeline proxy to like a quarter resolution versus full resolution so you can edit a little easier. It's like technical stuff, but once you actually get your finished product, it won't be in a quarter resolution, it'll be a full. This is just to edit faster. So it's going to cut your resolution in half in your editing page. But don't worry about redoing that when you're done because it'll automatically undo it for you. And so my computer should be a little bit faster now. And so this tool right here is how you're going to be able, you see how I can't see everything? I have to like scroll this way to see everything. To see everything, just go like this. You can make it as long or as short as need be so you can see everything. Okay? And so you see how this is all small? We want that to be bigger, right? So what we're going to do, click on the blue, which is the video part. So over here, video 1 is your video track. And then down here is your audio, track 1. Push this down so you can see it says audio. You can even change this to label it, but I'll show y'all that later. Alright, so to make this bigger, I'm gonna go to over here to this area. I'm gonna click video, and then right here where it says zoom in the transform section, zoom X here. We're just going to click our mouse and drag to the right. Like this. Drag it until it gets as big as you want it to be. I'm going to keep the words. Here. And I want to go down a little. So I'm going to go over to the Y. Y is down, X is left and right. So I want it to go down a little bit. So it's not this one, it's this one. This one goes down. I can even crop it out if I don't want to do all that. And cropping is down here. So you just select cropping. Crop from bottom. So it goes away. Like that. we're gonna push it down some more with Y. There we go. I think I like where it's at. So now I'm gonna see how that looks. Okay, so that's our video. And I have this weird issue when I add the videos, they tend to not be on point with the words that they're saying. Like, their words don't match their voices. Let me see if it's doing it right now to show y'all what I mean. Yeah, like right now it's not playing any audio. And sometimes it does that to me. And this might happen to you too. So I'm just going to show you how to fix this technical issue right now. So you bear with me, y'all. Just pay attention. Because this might, if you're a really beginner, this might be a little confusing. So just really pay attention. So if that happens, you see this little red line thing I'm moving around? Put it all the way in the beginning. And then on your computer keyboard, hit I. Just hit I. You're going to see this line pop up. And then you're going to move this red all the way to the other side of the very end of the clip. And then hit O. And that's going to put this gray line right in between the clip, right? So what I'm doing here, I'm going to render this file and make it a completely new file. Because I don't know what it is. Sometimes the video file doesn't match with the audio file off of a TikTok video. Like right now, it's very off. That's not what he's saying right now. It's very off. So to fix that, go to the very beginning, hit play. It plays well in the beginning, so make sure it's doing that. Hit pause, which is your space bar button. Then you're going to go down here to this rocket ship. Click that. And this is your render page. You're going to render this section so it can be a new file. Because I have to make it a new file because of this whole weird glitch thing that's going on. So just bear with me, y'all. If this happens to you, and you'll know what I mean when it happens to you, just come back to this video and just follow this exact steps that I'm doing to fix it. So I'm just going to title this whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to put this on my desktop so I can find it. Hit save. Here, make sure it's not saying QuickTime, but it says MP4 on format. You want an MP4. And on quality, it says automatic. Go to restrict to. And make sure it says 80,000. If not, you could type it in. And then hit add to render queue. And then render all. And it's just going to render that little portion. Because you guys remember when I told y'all to put the red thing all the way down here and hit I. And then all the way down here and hit O. That is so you can render only the section that you selected. That's how you select your in and out section of render. That's going to be very important to pay attention to. Because a lot of the times you can make the mistake of being completely done with your project and rendering only a small section because you forgot to do this, forgot to pull the render thing around the whole project, because it's only going to render what's in the in and out areas of the gray. This will all make sense later if it doesn't right now. So once this renders, I will show y'all what to do next. Once that's done rendering, you're gonna want to go back to your editing page. Then you're gonna want, if you have a MacBook like me, go to your Finder. If you have another computer, just go to the folder that your file would be in wherever you saved it. Like your desktop is the easiest place for me to find mine. Go to desktop, and I'm going to drag and drop it into my timeline. Okay, and then I'm gonna just overlap the new one from on top of the old one, and that's gonna erase the old one. Just like that. Or you can delete it. Just hit delete. Alright. So now we have the better copy, the one that's gonna be more cleaner. Alright. And then after this, I'm gonna wanna add the theme song. So I put my theme song in my videos folder. So I go up here to videos, and then I drag and drop my theme song. So that's gonna be next after the icebreaker video. Okay. And as far as these tools here, this is gonna be your best friend. This tool is the magnet tool. This is gonna help you easily attach your clips to each other without overlapping each other. But if you unclick it, you'll be able to move it in between milliseconds versus like a second. It's all gonna make sense as you're editing. You're gonna really love this tool. This is your links tool. This links all of your this links your clips together. So this is the audio clip for this file. But when I click on it, it's gonna be stuck together. They're gonna be linked together. But if I uncheck this and then I click on, it's only gonna click on whatever I clicked on. It's not linked together anymore. So that's a convenient tool to know as you're editing. This tool is to lock everything in its position so you don't accidentally move anything around. So let's say you have to step away for a second, or you have to do something and you don't want to accidentally mess up your timeline. You can just lock your whole timeline up. So these are just some convenient tools to understand. This is your volume. And so my audio file for this, let's go up here, master, or we can go here, audio clips. It's quicker. I'm gonna drag and drop here. And you know my snapping tool, click that so we can snap it on without overlapping over the theme song. Snap. Because if I don't have this clicked, I can accidentally overlap. So I'm gonna make sure it's just right beside it. And then I like to add my AI profile picture, which is not on here. So we have to go to File, Import Media. And we gotta look for my avatar. That avatar is gonna be in my avatar folder, which is here. And then it's right here. Import. And then drag and drop that into the timeline here. Boom. So, icebreaker video first. then theme, music, it's a little slow. And then after the theme song goes off, I don't like my voice, so I want to change my tone. I'm going to go over to this side, make sure I'm on audio, go down to pitch, semitones, and I like to go to level 2, not too high. So I'm going to put 2 in here. So give it a second to load and render and everything. So you don't see the gray bar up here now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the very end of my talking clip, hit O on my keyboard. There's the gray. So this is going to render all of this. And it's going to be very important when you're finished with your project to make sure this gray is covering your whole project, not just parts of it. So if I press O right here, it's only going to render this area and not this area. So it's very important to make sure this gray is covering everything you want to be in your final project. That's just very important to remember. So I think I let it load for a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And so that's how you do that. And I would add, some arrow here, whatever videos that I choose to add would all be in here. So I would just go to import media, add it in, drag and drop those files as I'm talking over. So y'all remember those in some videos I show those avatar girls that are like kind of cooling or chilling watching me talk. So I go to Command I, and then I go to my Pretty in Between folder in my computer. Here. And then I'm just gonna pick one of the girlies just to show y'all. And she's over here. So I'm gonna drag and drop her in my videos bin so we can stay organized, because it'll get very confusing if you do not do this step. Even my Carlton videos, I will have to make a bin for my pictures, but we'll do that in a second. So we're gonna go to video and we're gonna add her. I'm gonna show y'all how I get her in my next video. That's a mistake we don't like to make. So if we ever make a mistake, what do? We hit Command Z to undo what we did. We don't want that to happen because we're gonna lose this file. So you see this right here, lock track. Make sure you lock this track while you're adding anything, because you do not want to overlap things, because you can lose things by accident. So I'm gonna drag and drop her. So now she can't touch it because it's locked. Because I'm not going to use her audio, just her picture. So you see how, remember this link button here? If I click the link button, both of them will be clicked, her audio and her picture, her video file, right? This girl right here. So I don't want her audio, I want my audio. So I'm gonna unclick the link, click the gray so we can get unclick this, re-click it, and it's just that. So we're gonna click this to delete it, and we're just gonna have her snap to the other clip, and then she's gonna play. But you see how long it is? It's past my render section. We're gonna cut that in half. We're gonna cut her. So we're gonna hit either C on our keyboard or this tool here, blade. No, B on our keyboard, not C, B or blade. Click that. Then you're gonna click, the very end of her, and then you're gonna either hit select tool or A. It's gonna be easier if you use your keyboard because it's just easier and quicker to get to them. So you click on it and hit delete. So that's how you do that. And this is just the basics on how to pretty much get started. So once you feel like you've got a nice project done, add as many videos as you want to add whatever pictures you want to add. You're going to go to the rocket ship. And this is where you're going to render. Make sure the gray is all over everything you want to render. Then you're going to name it something. Acting Hood. Let's name it Acting Hood. We're going to make sure it's saved on our desktop. Make sure it says single clip. Video. Make sure export in MP4. Everything else should look like this. Resolution, either you can have it in HD, 4K, up to you. Frame rate, make sure 24. Quality, make sure it says restricted to 80K. It's going to have the best quality. And then you add render queue. Here it's going to pop up here, the job. And then you're going to hit render. And that's going to render your project. Now I'm not going to render this all the way. But once you've done it, it should say complete like this one at the top. I just canceled that one. So it should say complete when you're done. And it'll automatically be in your desktop folder once you are complete. And so that is the basics on how to start your editing. And so we're going to get a little more advanced as we go along, of course. But this is just the beginning. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.